All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to week number 11. That is right, week number 11 of your Assembly 314 class, which is your reference sources and services class. As always, I'm your professor, Dr. Jace K. Austin, and what we are going to be doing today in this check-in video is a quick state of the course update, and then we will follow that state of the course update with 3 career resources. So these are going to be resources that you can refer your patrons to whenever they are having to look up careers or whenever they need career or vocational guidance, those sorts of things. 2 of these are actual library databases that I don't think that Mizzou actually offers, so I'm going to be accessing them through the public library, which your public library does also probably offer both of these things. And Mizzou may offer them. I know at one point they didn't, and I'm pressed for time, so I'm not going to go back and check to see if they offer them now, but they didn't when I started doing this. And then also, there is the third resource is going to be something that's just free. It's the Bureau of Labor Statistics website run by the federal government. So that's free over the web. And so you don't need your library to access it. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this quick state of the course update. First of all, again, you do not have another discussion board prompt that's due until November the 17th. So you've got a while. You all really do need to be using this time right now to work on those LibGuides and to be working on those semester-long projects. This is, still a very, very good time to be doing that work, okay? And then also I do want to add that we also have one sync session, and that is going to be next week. So next week there is not going to be a check-in video. I repeat, next week there's not going to be a check-in video, and there will be, I will remind you, you do have a guest speaker next week on November the 7th, which is Tuesday from 7 to 7:50 p.m., and that is going to be Dustin Koopman from Mid-Continent Public Library in the Metro Kansas City area, and he will be talking to us about de-escalation with problem patrons. All right, and aside from that, there's not a whole heck of a lot that I want to say as far as state of the course, because there's really not much to be said. I mean, you all just need to keep doing those things that are due later on. You all need to show up next week, and you all need to do that discussion board post that is due on November the 17th, and that is pretty much it. And I know that you all had a lot of stuff fly at you last week due to that LibGuide thing. I do understand that. I understand that it was a lot of information, 2 videos produced by me plus a tutorial and all that stuff. So, hopefully I can keep this video under 25 minutes, and of course you're going to speed this up, but if I keep this under 25 minutes, then hopefully you'll be able to breeze through it and get back on target with the other work you're doing. So let me pause and get into those career databases. All right, so hopefully I've got a proper password here, and we are going to first go. So besides the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, the other 2 things we're going to be looking at is Gale Vocations and Careers, and then also Ferguson's. And I always forget which is the best to show you first. So yeah, all right. Let's just jump on in and let me see if... Oh, come on, buddy. Okay, What? Let me pause this. Hold on. Okay, so as soon as I'm in, my doorbell rings. I'm sorry, hold on. All right, so side note, I've never been a homeowner before, and I just bought a home in July. And all these people coming to my house trying to sell me stuff for a house that was just built in July. Like, what the world? No. I've got everything I need. The house is like 5 months old. Not even that. All right, sorry. Anyway, okay, so I am in, and here is what we have. So explore careers, plan your education, prepare for a career, and find a career. So I'm actually not going to go into any of this stuff here. This stuff you can find in a lot of places. So resume, cover letter, help. I told you about how you can find that in Learning Express Library. You can also find it here. You can find job postings here, just like you can find them in Indeed and that sort of thing. Internships and apprenticeships, you might be able to have more success finding some of that stuff here than in some other resources. But again, I'm not really going into that right now. And then planning your education. You all are kind of already there. It's too late for that. You all are in this program trying to get library science degrees. So that usually means you're either trying to be a librarian, an archivist, or a museum curator. So, and then there are other careers that you can have with your library science degree, but I'm just saying this probably isn't applicable to you all either, but just know it exists and you can play around with it, and also you might be able to recommend it to a patron. But that stuff, again, I'm not going to talk about it right now. Explore careers, research industries, browse professions, career assessment, and find a career path. The assessment is just like the career assessments that you can do, that you probably had to do in high school and that sort of thing. So it's a very similar thing there. I'm not going to go into that either, again, for the sake of time and because you all have probably done it already. So we're going to actually do the research industries first, and then we'll do the browse professions. So when you research industries, there are feature industries that it defaults to, but if you want to just look at all of the various industries that they offer, then you can go to all industries, and so then you have them broken down into things like STEM and healthcare, business administration, so forth and so on. Let me see what librarianship follows under, if anything. Okay, so we do fall under education. And so I'm actually going to, why not just use us as, well, we're kind of boring. Let's use the museums as an example. So you've got this industry profile here, and you've got a table of contents. So you start with that overview and what you can do. Well, really what you might want to do is just read the full article or access the full article. But you can access these different contents at various times. But again, you can just have it all there. So you go overview and then you go to background. If you hear squeaking, that's my dog. He does that. I'm sorry. But yes, so, oh God, it's awful. Background, structure, you keep going down, structure, industry, outlook, so forth and so on. Okay, he just stopped. And then, yes, so this will give you a nice overview of museums and cultural centers. And then if you click this related professions, so professions that are within this industry of museums and cultural centers, you'll see various careers, as well as you can click, and it sorts, I think, from salary highest to job. You can do salary highest, A to Z, or job outlook best. And job outlook best just means if it's a field where there are likely to be openings and especially entry-level openings coming open for people. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, like archivist is there as a related profession to museums and cultural centers. Librarian is probably going to be down there too. But, and yeah, actually zoologist fits and those sorts of things. So this is all stuff that we cover in my cultural heritage class, why these things kind of intermingle. But yeah, we can click on the zoologist, and so from there you can get a lot of quick facts. That's always awesome. So the quick facts, you got the median salary, median salary. You got the amount of education needed and alternate titles. You have a lot of helpful information at a glance there. And then what you can do, again, you can choose this view full article option, or you can go to the individual portions. So earnings, you got that there, work environment, and you can keep flipping and toggling through. You get the related professions to zoologists as well. So this is the option for both careers and for industries whenever you're in one. And then you can look for jobs this way, but no job results were found. And I do actually recommend just using Indeed or some other actual job search system for finding jobs, as opposed to trying to find positions within careers, within Ferguson's Career Guidance Center. I don't know how often this actually gets updated. All right. And then if you, so we did research industries, you can also do the browse of professions. And the featured professions a lot of times also have a very helpful little, just a very helpful little mini video that you can just kind of look at from somebody who's actually already doing the work or already in the field. And yeah, so you can look at these. They have different classifications: fastest growing jobs, 1 out of 4 of 10. So you can toggle to see the others. Highest paying jobs, most in demand jobs, most extraordinary jobs, so forth and so on. But you can also look at all professions, and then you get the full list there. You have about 1,200 different things that they have listed, and you can, like if I do the L, then you can go to library directors, library media specialists, which is similar to being a librarian, library assistants, all of these things. So it even breaks those things down for you. If it's going to have a video associated with it, then it's going to have this little camcorder icon next to it. And yeah, you can just pick a profession. And I don't know who she is, but she would tell us a little bit. Oh, she would tell us a lot because she's 14 minutes long. But you have your different segments here. So, man, she's almost as long-winded as I am. Nah, I'm just playing. Nobody's more long-winded than me. And so then also, if you want to, you can find all of this information also through the search feature. There is an advanced option. For the sake of time, I'm not even gonna. I hope I spelled that right. Okay, I didn't, but it knew what I was saying. So, all right. So you can click, after you do the search, you can click find one of those here. And again, Outlook, especially when you have people that are really just in need of a job and they don't care. They just want to find something that is going to provide them with a job. A lot of times you can just go to the things with a good Outlook. This one, dental hygienists, the outlook is that it should experience much faster growth than average, so much faster growth than most other career areas. And then again, you can go through toggling to find out what kind of education you need, what kind of certification you need, the earnings, the job description, so forth and so on. Okay, so that is helpful. Let us go back here and all right, so this is Gale. Sorry, let me show you all again what I went into. The second one that I'm doing is going to be this Gale one file, not the information science thing, and that's not what I want. Okay, so I went into the wrong thing anyway. This is what I want. Gale one file vocations and careers. Let me close this. I'm sorry about that. All right, so yes, vocations and careers. And yeah, this one is pretty much one that if you have a student, a lot of time, this one is more academic. And so what I would use this one for is not necessarily in a public library for a job seeker. This one is more so if you have a student, although both of these databases can be used for both purposes, but this one is more so useful for if you have a student, a lot of times high school or first year student or community college student who is being told that they need to write just a paper on what they want to do. If you get that type of person, then this is the database you want because this has a lot of information that can be cited in a paper about a lot of different careers. So like, let's do dental hygienist. I just like doing that. That's my favorite example. So dental hygienists. All right. And so if you put that in, this is very similar to what you see in a lot of other databases as far as like opposing viewpoints, for example. You kind of see sort of a similar setup here. Everything that is here is already defaulting for full text. You can take that default off if you want, but I just kind of leave it on there usually. And then you've also got a breakdown. You've got 181 magazines. You've got 111 academic journals. And again, that academic journal full text will be there as well. And then you've got 470 news items. And the good thing is, like I said, unless you take this full text off, it's going to default into full text. And probably, usually everything that pops up is also peer reviewed once you go to the journals. Let's see if that remains the case. Nope, we went from 111 to 94. So not everything was peer reviewed there, but everything should be peer reviewed that we're looking at now. And you can go ahead and kind of look around. And if you decide you want to use one of these, there you go. You've got the full text right there. You've got the information that you need for a citation all down there. Sample citations, as you all know, are incorrect most of the time, even though I think this one is actually right. Yes, it is. This one is actually right, but they're incorrect most of the time. Don't forget that. But you've got the full text of your article right there. So if you had somebody who said, I want to be a dental hygienist and I need 10 sources for a paper to talk about my goals to be a dental hygienist, this is the database you want. Okay. Now, there are a few other things that this database does with the topic finder and the subject guide search, but I'm not going to go into those because for the most part, you get everything you need just by doing the advanced search. Really, these are kind of nifty things that you might want to show off to show somebody, hey, I know this database so well that I can do these features down here. But for the most part, yeah, 95% of the time when you're using this database, it's because you have somebody who is asking for basically a listing of sources or for some sources for a paper. And so you don't really need to bother with all this. You can just go in here and search for that career option. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is that Bureau of Labor Statistics. So www.bls.gov. And so this is run by the federal government and it's free to access online, so you don't need an actual library to access this. So this is also very good if you are in a situation where you don't have access to any databases that can help you with career guidance. If you don't have access to anything, then this is where you come. And so yes, with the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you get industry and occupational employment projections, which is always nice. There are a lot of things that just get featured over here, and a lot of that stuff can be very, very helpful. But the main things that you're going to be doing, there are a lot of other things. You've got other data tools and publications and things like that. But really what you're going to be focused on here is, again, when you are looking at a particular, no, there are other things like unemployment research. So you got other things going on. And if you want to learn how to do those other things on your own time, you can go ahead and do that. But what I'm mainly focused on here, again, is the career guidance piece and how this can play into that. So we're going to use librarians. We're actually just going to do a search again, and we're going to do a search for librarian. Librarians and media specialists for Occupational Outlook. And here you go. It's very similar to that information that you saw in Ferguson's. But again, this is free to access, and also it is it doesn't have the quote unquote database feel and doesn't really have all the database features because, again, this is run by the federal government for a slightly different reason. However, you can still find all of that great information, what they do, work environment, how to become one, the pay, all of those things. And you've got the quick facts right here, okay? And so this is something that you would dive into also for more information about particular careers that people might be interested in. So if somebody were, again, to say, if somebody were to come in and say, okay, I want to be a, I want to be, I don't know, I want to be a teacher. Because I'm just, all right, yeah, high school teacher. If somebody says, I want to be a high school teacher, but I don't know how much they get paid, you can come in here and look at median pay. This is median pay for people who have some experience, of course, obviously, but also the number of people who were employed in that job in the country in 2022 was a little bit over 1 million. So there were a little bit over 1 million high school teachers employed in 2022. And then you can also, this is advanced, and I'm not going to go into this right now, but you can get some data that's more focused on states, okay? So you can get that, how much are they getting paid in the states and things like that. So that takes you on a different path. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Again, I know you all had a lot of material to go over last week. So yeah, let's definitely keep this under 20 minutes. There was more I could show you, but you probably want to do more of that LibGuide stuff and look over some more of those LibGuide resources. So let's leave it at that. I am Dr. Jace, and I just saw the Paw Patrol movie with my daughter, and my favorite character was Chase. There you go. All right. I will see you all next week, but not for a sync session, not for a check-in video. Be on the lookout for that link. It'll come later in the week or during the weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.